Yeah, this question's for Tre. Tre, walk us through that interception to start the game, and how important was it for this defense to get off to a hot start?
The play with the interception is just kind of trusting my technique, trusting the call, and then just trying to take advantage of the opportunity when it presented itself. And for our defense, I think just that first quarter, how we started off was big. Just creating energy for the team as a whole. I mean, all three of our takeaways came in the first quarter. So I think that kind of just got a big momentum swing for us and kind of just, got the energy going on all three sides of the ball.
Bob, I'm going to jump back to you. You have your hand raised.
This question for Brian. Hey, Brian, we heard so much about all the opt-outs for Florida. How did you not allow that to become a distraction and still just focus on what you guys had to do tonight?
One thing Coach Grinch always says is still you on film. So, whether or not you're playing or not, you're still on tape. So you got to take advantage of that moment. And every time you get an opportunity to play football, you got to play, full speed and do your responsibility to the best of your ability every time. So, like I said, it was another opportunity to play football. We decided to play that game, and we're excited that we got the dub.
Okay. Joe with the Norman transcript, please identify yourself and which athlete you would like to ask a question.
For Isaiah Thomas, just wanted to ask, and really any player can answer this, but the Malcolm Kelly rap that you guys were doing a rendition of after the game, I'm curious just what that moment was like for you guys, and also just, what this night in general kind of means for you all.
It meant a lot to us because, we all play for the University of Oklahoma, and we know what that song, that little freestyle holds. It's something that we always listen to and stuff like on our own time. We see it on social media all the time. So for us to, reenact that moment after we won a big game, it was special to us. It's like a brotherhood thing. It's like our team's like national anthem, I guess you could say. So it was special for, this new team to be able to do that and know the lyrics word for word. It shows how much this tradition means to us and that this team upholds throughout the history of OU football. So we decided to do our own little thing and sing it up there on that stage.
Next up is Reagan. Reagan, please identify yourself, your affiliation, and who you would like to visit with.
This is Keegan Renaud with USA Today Student Inspire. It's for Tre and Isaiah both. You guys both came in the 2017 class, and you've seen this whole thing through with this defense and Alex Grinch and the culture. I know we've talked about it all year, but you guys are just getting lauded nationally right now with the way you guys are playing defense. What does that mean?
It means a lot. As you just stated at the beginning of your question, me and Isaiah, IT, we've been here for this is our fourth year. So just seeing a culture change from our first 2 years to these last 2 years has been huge. And as a guy that plays defense, you have to love that. It's very exciting to have. The coaching staff that we have, especially on the defensive side, just the way they push us, the mentality they bring as coaches. It's a trickle-down effect. It's contagious, and every guy from the top to the bottom on the defensive side of the ball is all bought in. And I think that's the biggest thing, just the mentality, the mindset, and the want to go out there each and every day, each and every rep to get better and to give it your all. Because like I said, you never know how many opportunities you're going to get, so just taking advantage of each and every opportunity and each and every rep that we get.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Woody. He hit it right on the head. We're coming in that 2017 class, we've seen how this defense has evolved over the last 3-4 years, and it's special to be a part of it. Coach Grinch came in here and he changed the culture, he changed the standard, and the guys behind him, Coach Tibbs, Manning, Oldham, and Coach Kane, they follow suit. And us players, we put it out there on film, and especially after that Iowa State lost the first time. Ever since then, we've been firing on all cylinders. That's getting takeaways, TFL, sacks, stopping the runs, big things like that. And we've been able to do that against, majority every opponent ever since that game, no matter what conference they play in.
Joe Butner with Norman Transcript.
Hey, I wanted to kind of follow up with Woody. Isaiah had mentioned just kind of the brotherhood that you guys have, and when you and Jaden are always so quick to get like on IG Live after a big win. I'm curious, man, what's all this like, man, for you to kind of be a part of this ride and for kind of just the highs of the season? What has it been like for you?
It's definitely been exciting. Just like you said, it's just. We all came together at the beginning of the year, and we knew what goal we had set out for ourselves. So, just for us to be able to come out here and just have another opportunity to do what we love is just an exciting moment.
Next, we've got Colin Kennedy.
Yeah, this question's for Trey. Obviously, this year you talked about capitalizing on every opportunity, and Grinch mentioned to us a lot last year how you kept your head down and continued to work despite what you were going through. And now, this year, leading the Big 12 and your team in interceptions, what has this ride been like for you, and how much fun has it been to capitalize on those opportunities?
It's been a great journey, and I tell people all the time, it's something that I wouldn't change. Just being strong in my faith, just knowing that everything happens for a reason. So, just trusting the man above, and just like I said, putting my head down and working, and just being able to be with guys like BA, Woody, IT, and the rest of the team. Just having brothers like that, and just being close, creating those bonds on and off the field, is something that's special. So just being able to go throughout my journey the past year, coming into this year. And I mean, at the beginning of this year, we didn't know if we were going to have a season. So just seeing how everything happened from the beginning of the pandemic, quarantine, everything, to us being able to come out and finish out 2020 with winning the bowl game, winning the championship. I feel like that just says a lot about this team. As a whole, just kind of how we are. We just put our head down, worked each and every day, and I feel like it's all paid off.
Next up is Jacob. Jacob, please identify yourself, your affiliation, and which athlete you would like to ask a question to.
Yes, Jacob Unruh with the Oklahoman. This is for Brian. You guys got up 17-0 pretty quick, and then they had a couple short fields on you guys. You held the field goals. What was kind of the message around you guys then to kind of keep them in check and to not let them get back in the game?
We go by the mindset of you can't win a game until the fourth quarter. So, us being up 17-0 or down 17-0, you can't beat anyone until the fourth quarter. So our mindset was just continue to play the game, keep your head level. Doesn't matter what the score is, and continue to play football. So despite the score, being up 17-0 or being down 17-0, we got to play four quarters of football.
Going back to Joe Butner.
Hey, back to Brian again. Wanted to ask you, man, just with the kind of the bulletin board material that was thrown you guys' way from a Florida linebacker, and just kind of the way that it seems like you guys have been feeding off of maybe some of the disrespect. I mean, what do you think you can maybe articulate just what does this do for the perception of this OU defense? Do you feel like you maybe accomplished something with tonight's victory, just as far as what you want to put out and show to the world?
I won't, necessarily say accomplish, something just off of tonight's victory. It's been, what we've done after Iowa State. I mean, you look at the statistics, what we are in sacks, what we are in third down defense, what we are in TFL. So, one game against Florida, I wouldn't say would change the narrative of what we have, going on and what we have brewing, here in Norman. But we're here to play defensive football here, and you guys see that. And now it's time for the whole world to take notice as well.
Next up is Ryan.
Yeah, this is Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. This is really a question for all four of y'all, but Woody Watts, to start off with you. What does this performance tonight defensively say about the momentum of this group moving forward, and how important could this be for the 2021 season?
I would just have to say it was a big step because, like you said earlier, Kyle Trask is one of the better quarterbacks in the country, and got a couple of takeaways on him. And I would just say like that for next year, it set a standard. Like, we already have a standard set, but we're gonna keep pushing for that standard.
Anybody else want to answer?
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah, like Woody said, we already have a standard set for us. And, going into the 2021 season off a win, it's a big accomplishment because, we haven't been able to do that for these past 3 seasons. So that's a lot of momentum pushing into the next season. And, our defense played outstanding today. We had things we could have did better, but Coach Grinch always tells us you're not going to beat our team scoring in threes and with Coach Riley's high-powered offense. And, that showed tonight. If we strain to the ball and stick to our bottom line, we're going to prevail and come out victorious just like we did tonight. So, these coaches definitely, we have these coaches and this team, that staff, we have a lot of momentum going into 2021. And definitely, I feel like we deserve to get some, a little more respect on our name because, like Brian Asamoah said, the stats speak for themselves. And, we've been playing, outstanding, but we have things we could do better on. But we definitely got a lot of momentum going into the next season.
To piggyback on Isaiah, I believe we finished 2020 the right way. 2021, the 2021 season will be a new season for us to identify ourselves again as a defense and continue to do what we've been doing this past season. So we're excited for the challenge because there will be challenges in the future, and we're excited for that moment.
Good. Okay. Next up is Bob with the Sooner Scoop.
Isaiah, this one's for you. When you get those 3 takeaways like that in the first quarter, how does that just sort of say just how well the message that Alex Grinch has sort of put into you guys, how well it's been accepted and received, and how you guys are really found your groove?
Yeah, we take pride in that. We take pride in getting takeaways, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have 6 in the past 2 games. And, these guys up here with me, man, they're outstanding players. And to be able to get those takeaways, it speaks volumes to what Coach Grinch, speaks to this defense. And, Florida, they're a good matchup, but, they aren't the Big 12 and they're not the Oklahoma Sooners. So, we definitely take pride in who we are and what we do. And we showed that and we dominated today. And I'm with these boys 100% behind them, and I know they behind me, so I'm riding with them.
Next up is Mason Young. Mason, please identify yourself, your affiliation, and which athlete.
Yeah, Mason Young with the OU Daily. This question is for Woody Washington. Woody, you kind of got your feet wet last year against LSU in a bowl game. Now to be able to come back this year in a bowl game and get the interception, just what's that feeling like having established yourself and making a big play like that in a bowl game?
It's definitely exciting. I learned a lot from that LSU game last year. Just keep my head up and just trust in God and just look where He got me now. And like I said, though, it's an exciting moment for sure that I actually got to play a lot in this game and just throughout the year. Just like you said, I got my feet wet in that game, so it's just an exciting moment.
Next up is Colin Kennedy.
Yeah, this one's for Isaiah. Obviously, Isaiah, for the players behind you to come up with those turnovers is huge, but also you guys along the defensive front forced Florida to change the offensive lineup on the offensive line at least 3 or 4 times. I'm wondering, number one, is that something that you guys recognize as defensive linemen and that fuels you? And number 2, what does that tell you about how far this defensive line has come?
Oh, yeah, we definitely noticed that. We take a lot of pride in, reading our scouting reports, watching film. So we know the guys, the dudes that are supposed to be in there. And when we see they start rotating, we starting to wear them down. This is speed D. And so we're all over the field slanting, shooting through gaps. So, we can see that we're wearing them down or, we're doing something for their coach to see like, yeah, this guy's not cutting, so we got to take him out. And we take pride in that, man. That's a good feeling. So we just keep pushing and keep dominating and keep making them rotate and making them adjust to us. Not play to nobody else's level, play to our standard and our level despite what anybody else thinks. And plus, it's it's crazy how far we've came. You know, to say the least, man. We're light years ahead of what we were in the previous years, and it's great to be a part of that. It's a great feeling, you know, to not be like the laughing stock of the team or like the Big 12. It's great to know that we're a big piece and a big reason why we're winning games and we're dominating up front and also in the secondary and also in the linebacker position. So it's a great feeling, to say the least, to know how far we've came with Coach Grinch and the rest of his coaching staff.